Hello YouTubers, this is Jacques from the Moving Icon, and I'm here to give you another update on the Panasonic Lumix DMC FZ1000. Stay tuned. Hello YouTubers, I wanted to talk to you a bit about my life with the FZ1000. I have a playlist on YouTube about that. It's called My Life with the Panasonic FZ1000. I am being more and more impressed by this camera as the days go along. I've always been a big fan of bridge cameras. To me, they've always been kind of cool and very useful, especially when you do a lot of video stuff and you need a B cam to just do some cool stuff. You can use it for a lot of things. Bridge cameras are excellent for when you have to go scout out an area. You bring a bridge camera with you. You've got everything in one shot. When in the case of the Panasonic FZ1000, you have a 25 to 400 millimeter zoom. So when you actually go out and scout and look for stuff, you can zoom in, zoom out, look at some of your framings. You are set to go with a camera like this. The Leica lens is absolutely fantastic, and it's an excellent camera. So for a lot of reasons, which you can check out in this video right here and this video right here, I really do love this camera. There's a lot of reasons why. I've already done a test on the still shot capability of this camera in low light, and I recently just did some still shots in normal light where there was quite a bit of light, and I was really impressed. Listen, the low light performance of this camera, I used it in a show context, and I got some great shots. I mean, it wasn't the end of the world, but it was excellent. It really was good. So if you want to check out the details on those, you can click on one of these videos and check out to see where I'm going. And there's also the playlist, which I'll probably leave a link in the video description. So I do love this camera, and for a lot of reasons. It is a fantastic camera. It just does a whole lot of things well, and I cannot complain at all. I think I get a lot of flack sometimes because I do go into the cons of certain cameras as well. I like to talk about the things that bother me. Remember, I am a videographer who likes to have good quality still shots. I get a lot of people telling me, well, listen, it's a stills camera. Why are you talking about it in a video context? Well, that's my life. That's what my reality. So I just wanted to go through a couple of cons on this camera, stuff that I've noticed as I live through using this camera. There's one of the biggest things, and you will find out, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's the screw positioning and the door positioning for the battery and the card on this camera. Right here, first of all, the battery and the camera share the same compartment, and they are underneath, and they are next to the stand screw very closely. So any sort of plate that's a bit wider than this space right here goes over the door, and you can't get to your battery or your card when you want to change later on and do a change out of either a card or the battery while you're shooting and filming. So that's one of the downsides of the camera. The other downside is the position of the audio in jack. I use external audio quite a bit, and what happens is I use the mic in jack a lot of times. So I use the mic in jack, and what happens when I do use it is that they've placed it next to the flip out screen. Now, the fact that it's next to the flip out screen, you say, well, that's not a big deal, but the flip out screen tends to get in the way of where the mic jack is. So that's another downside of this camera. Another downside is when you do record external audio to the camera inside of it, you get this weird like fan sound. It's a little sound. I don't know what it is. If any of you do know what it is, please leave a message down below as to what it is. I heard it might be a fan, some sort of internal fan that makes sure that it doesn't overheat. Another thing that is a bit of a bummer on this camera is the zoom glitch. It's all by wire, and it's a bit tough to get used to on how it works, and I just cannot get used to it. I can't. I mean, it would be nice if they sort of tried to emulate a real zoom, because everything on this it's all focused by wire and zoom by wire. Everything's by wire. So when you move this, there's probably some sensor inside that makes the zoom move in and out. When the sensors themselves are not doing the right job, it just doesn't feel natural. It's a weird feeling. That being said, remember, you're getting a 4K camera. You're getting a 4K camera that records at 100 megabits. You're getting a camera that has in-camera time-lapse. I'll leave the video to my time-lapse guide right here. You've got a whole slew of stuff in this camera for a price that's under $1,000. This camera is just an excellent camera. Follow me on Flickr, Twitter, Facebook, all the social media. I'll leave the links in the description down below. If you like what you see, don't forget to press the thumbs up at the bottom. If you want to keep in cahoots with everything I do, by all means, subscribe. And don't forget, everybody, keep on making something from nothing.